Apologize. I have not been on for most of the week. This body has had some ticker issues and it hasn't been ticking at quite the right speeds. And so it's been a little bit of a challenge. Um, they wanted me in the hospital, but I don't feel like hospitals are the place to get better. So I'm basically going in and out for the testings and doing what I need to do. So, take a moment with me this morning. No matter what time it is, it don't matter because time is a construct that we created, right? We made that stuff up. It's not even real. So, it don't matter. You chose this moment because you chose it. And so, I wanted to take this moment. I wrote this days ago, and I wanted to do my best to get this up here. So don't mind me if my energy gets low, because that does happen pretty easily. But we're here. Let's take a deep breath. Close our eyes. Hold that breath. And let go. Take another breath. And hold. And put our hands on our heart. Say body and mind, soul of the fallen mindset, the illusion, the matrix, the diablos. We say deactivate, turn off. Mindset of the divine, spark within, creator mode, completely activated, turn on. So just take a moment and breathe and look around. Look around the room for just a sec. You know, I see my fur babies right over there. And just notice something. Something really simple. Notice his body, your body. Notice the space around you. And notice that you are here experiencing this moment right now. Now, here's the question. We're going to explore this morning. Are you separate from any of this? Or is that just, it looks like on the surface? Because this morning, we're going to go beyond surface level thinking and go beyond spiritual glitches, even, and into something really deep. See, the reality that everything is connected. Everything. The reality that not as an idea, but as a structure of existence itself. And if this is true, then everything changes, doesn't it? I mean, there's this ancient teaching that comes from Hermetic philosophy. It says, as above, so below, as within, so without. Now, most people hear that and they think it's just some poetic statement, right? But it's not. It's actually describing a pattern that shows up everywhere. I mean, look at nature. I get to look at that every day. The branches of trees, they mirror the structure of your lungs. I mean, wow. In the river systems, they resemble the veins in your body. And lightning patterns look like neural pathways in the brain. Even galaxies spiral in ways that resemble atomic structure. And this is what we call fractal reality. A fractal means the same repeated pattern across different scales. So what you see out there, it's not separate from what is happening in here. Wow. I mean, which means your inner world and outer world are reflections of each other, right? It's not just philosophy, this is observation. I mean, think about time. When you felt chaotic inside, just think about some time. I mean, I'm sure you've had that. And did your external world even did it feel peaceful? Or did it seem to mirror the chaos? And then think of a time when you felt clear, grounded, aligned. Did life feel different? I mean, let's go deeper into science. I mean, there's this concept in physics called the holographic principle. I don't know. Hologram is fascinating because, well, even if you break it into pieces, each piece still contains the whole image. Wow. It's not just part of it. The whole thing. It's just a different resolution. And then some physicists like David Bohm suggest that reality itself works this way, and he called the implicated order. I mean, a deeper level of reality where everything is unfolded into everything else. And what we see as separate objects are actually unfolded expressions of a deeper unity. So you're not just in the universe is in you. You're not just in God is in you. You're an expression of it. The same way a wave is not separate from the ocean. We were made to believe that. And we just squash that light. And here's where it gets real. If you're not separate, then what you do to someone else, you're doing to yourself. Yeah, the vengeance we get sometimes when someone does something so cruel to us. Oh, and I know cruelty, man. I've had enough things done to me that I should have a recipe to just lose my shit. But I walk away instead. Because I realize that I'm not separate from them. But it makes you put your guns down, it? Makes you realize, man, I don't want to speak an insult to them because I'm only speaking it to myself. And I'm not only just speaking it to myself, I'm speaking this to all of creation that breathe the existence of what I know as existence. Makes you think of every action and every move that it matters, doesn't it? Yet look at how we live, people. It's us versus them. This religion versus that religion, right versus wrong, my group versus your group, my history versus your history. All of it's been written by man that was taught to be divided from the ultimate thing, which is what their entire being and life force is in the first place. To go seeking for something like we're missing it. We build identities, we defend beliefs, we draw lines in the sand. But what if those lines are nothing more than an illusion? Constructs of the mind trying to create certainty in a fluid reality. Psychology gives us insight into this. I mean, Carl Jung said it. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to the understanding of our own self. Why is it irritating us? Because it's something within ourselves. I remember when I was stuck and enthralled in religion, and I would go and try to force my belief and ideals of my religion down the throats of others. And then I remember all of a sudden thinking about this. And it was always because I doubted it myself. But if everyone believed, then it's got to be right. And then there came the day I stood in the mirror of the divine creation of all existence and letting me know that I was just a wave, a part of the ocean. And the ultimate was the ocean. And I was always surrounded and embedded and never outside of the ocean. And I saw the shadows. Carl Jung called it the shadows, the parts of ourselves that we reject, we project onto others even. So the enemy out there is often something unresolved in here. So when we fight, we're fighting ourselves. We're fighting a divine spark. Think about someone you judge strongly. What exactly about them bothers you? And now ask, where does that live in me? This is not blame. It's about awareness. What we do unto another, we do unto ourselves. Now here's where everything starts to shift. We've been taught to think opposite. Hot versus cold, light versus dark, love versus hate. But Hermetic philosophy, these are not true opposites. Temperature is a spectrum. Light is a spectrum. And there is no exact point where cold becomes hot. It's a gradual shift. The same is true emotionally. Love and hate are not separate forces. They are different degrees of the same energy. Hate is not absent of love. It is love distorted, wounded, contracted. And if that's true, then it can be transformed. And this is what the ancient called mental alchemy, the ability to shift your internal state along the spectrum, to transmute fear into clarity, anger into understanding, hate into love, not by force. By awareness and adjustment. And even neuroscience supports this. The brain is a plastic. Neuroplasticity means your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are not fixed. You are constantly rewiring yourself. What you focus on grows. What you practice becomes your default. So when you shift your perspective, you are literally changing your brain and your experience of reality. So transformation is not mystical, it's natural. Nature never sees division the way we do. Day becomes night. Winter becomes spring and death becomes life. And everything moves in cycles, everything transforms, and there are no fixed states, only transitions. So why do we believe we are fixed as if we are permanent identities? Nature shows us you are not fixed, you are a process. So let's bring this all together. If reality is fractal, if it is a holograph, then If everything exists on a spectrum, if consciousness is fluid, then there is no separation, only the appearance of it. And if that's true, then the way you see others matters deeply, because you are always in the same way, seeing yourself in the mirror. So the next time you feel division arise, and ask this, is this separation, real? Or is it surface level perception? And what would shift if I chose to seek connection instead? Because the moment you begin to live this truth, that not just understand it, but embody it, your world changes, not because the world itself changes, but because you did, and as it within, so without. Take a breath, me. Let's let that light up. Sit with that. You've never been separate. Ever. Just been made to believe. Peace and love. As long as its ticker gives me the energy to do this, I shall be here tomorrow. We'll see you next time.